All right, so this is our next replay, and this is on the Summers. I chose the Summers because of the fact that we don't really see them that often anymore because they are no longer available. Shockwave, why are they no longer available?
Well, Summers used to be a steel ship. It was one of the only Tier 10 steel destroyers alongside the Ragnar for some time. Initially, it was touted as a better torpedo boat compared to the Gearing, and was pretty heavily utilized in competitive modes, especially before the Gearing was reworked to receive its smaller model. Nowadays, however, Gearing is obviously a little bit better as a generalist because better guns, better hull, etc. But Summers used to be one of the top competitive picks because of its long-range, relatively quick reloading torpedoes, good stealth, and great speed. It was placed in 0.9.3 with the Austin in the steel shop. So nowadays you'll see them usually in the hands of very good players, or usually only in the hands of very good torpedo boat captains. I believe so question is, who's captaining this one?
This is Real Juan. This is Ironmillos, and I did see him earlier in chat, so I'm not going to ping him on the Discord. But you're exactly right. Simply put, the Summers is a very strong torpedo boat that also has really good American smoke, also has engine boost, and has pretty decent concealment. Not the best, but 5.8 is pretty darn good in Tier 10. So it's one of those ships that, frankly, it's a better Shimakaze.
No, it's not. It's a worse Shimakaze. It's only better for competitive because the longer smoke. For random battles, the Shime is better.
I knew I was going to trigger Grunty by saying that.
I never understood why this ship was removed from sale.
Actually, now that I think about it, the reason why it was removed was because so few people actually got it. Now that I think about
the official reason for the removal was popularity and not strength. But I could be wrong about that.
It was very heavily used as a defensive destroyer.
Let's be real. There's people who prefer the 16-kilometer torpedoes on the Gearing over the 10s, and those might like the Summers. I am not a fan of the 16-kilometer torps on the Gearing.
What are you talking about? I love the 16s.
They're great.
Allow you to zone out Russian. They allow you to zone out Russian cruisers.
Their damage is so poor.
Doesn't matter.
Relatively poor. I'd rather have 12-kilometer Shimmer torps than 16-kilometer Gearing torps. I know I might be in the minority here.
You are in the minority here, I'm afraid.
To me, and this is why I said it's a better Shimakaze, because how many times do you see players playing a Gearing like it's a Shimakaze? We call it a Gearing Kaze for a reason, right? So...
I guess it's literally that what it comes down to. Do you prefer Shimmer 12s or Gearing 16s? If you prefer Gearing 16s, the Summers might be better for you than the Shimmer. If you prefer the 12-kilometer Shimmer torps, the Shimmer is the better ship.
Fair enough. So let's continue into the replay and into the build here, and let's get back into this. All right. So this is, like I said, Real One in the Summers. He's brought with him for his build main armaments modification 1, engine boost. Interesting choice there. If you don't want to put the engine boost in, engine room protection is what you'd want to do. Torpedo 2's modification 1, propulsion, concealment, and finally torpedo mod 2. Now your maneuverability at 4 seconds is perfectly fine, so you don't need to worry about rudder shift. So propulsion makes perfect sense. This ship is a torpedo boat. A lot of players will look at the Summers at the model and say, hey, look, you've got 8 barrels, 4x2s. These are some of the worst guns on a destroyer in the game, like tier for tier.
The only reason why it's worse is because the fact that compared to Gearing's guns, they take twice as long to reload. Summers has a 6-second pace to reload compared to Gearing's 3. It's actually even slower than the Shimakaze, which is kind of funny.
Right. So the only thing that Summers guns are useful for is finishing off a target that's almost dead. You get that burst in, and your goal is to kill it with that one salvo. If you can't kill it with that one salvo, time to make inky and run. So Anyway, so as you can see, a torpedo-focused build for the summers, which is what you'd want to do. The guns, don't waste your time into it. So let's take a look at the captain skills. I did see Halsey's pennant on the summers. And I will say it like this, Ironmillos. I would rather, if you have it, see you playing Ovechkin because you get the survivability expert buff. Halsey is fine, though, as well, if you don't have Ovechkin, or if you just want to screw around and possibly grab the Confederate achievement, which you could do in this ship, actually, quite easily.
I don't know about quite easily, but I mean, you can definitely get it.
Well, okay. What I'm getting at is because of the ability to spam torpedoes so rapidly, you just keep dumping them towards whatever, you know, especially if you got clumps of players together.
Them so rapidly. The reload isn't actually that great on them.
Oh yeah, it's like what, 130 space?
And you need 6 different ships to deal 20% damage. And as a torpedo boat, you usually don't damage 6 different ships until you use your gun, unless you use your guns heavily.
All right, let's move on. So your build you've got with Halsey, preventative maintenance, last stand. Looks like you went to fill the tubes, and then you've got concealment, survivability expert, and radio location. Perfectly fine. Now, if this is a Summers specific build, you may want to consider your final points going into Swift and Silence. Swift and Silence gives you the ability to relocate quicker, especially in competitive environments. That comes in handy. Alternately, if this is more of a random battle build, or it's going to be for a destroyer you're going to use elsewhere, another premium destroyer, Adrenaline Rush is probably where you want to go, followed up with, I don't know, maybe Liquidator. Something like that.
Chance is quite good. I probably, as my last skill point, I take Consumable Specialist probably just to get the speed boost and the smoke back a bit quicker.
Yep, Consumable Specialist can work instead of Liquidator. True, so you can go like that. Yep. Simboto, thank you, by the way, your monthly tithe. That's hilarious. 23 months, you're almost at 2 years, dude. Thank you much. Hope you've been well. All right, moving right along, because, God, please don't go into guns on this ship. Moving right along for signals, you've got anti-det, fire, flood, fire, speed boost, consumables, smoke screen. Okay, and then you've left one behind for availability. I would always recommend you go with India Yankee. The fire reduction allows your fire to burn out if it's a sticky fire, to burn out sooner, and therefore you go dark sooner. Comes in handy. Otherwise, I don't know what else you'd want to take.
At least he's running a detonation flag, so, you know, that's always some consolation. I hate it when I see destroyer captains not running detonation flags on my team, and I love it when they're on the enemy team, because,
well, of course.
Free detonations. We love those.
We
Otherwise,
do.
I mean, it looks solid for 17 points. As you said, Ovechkin's better because you get the little bit of extra health from the
Survivability expert.
From the survivability expert boost. Yep. And of course, one of the other big things to note is that ideally in a Somers, you never want to be detected. You're a torpedo boat, so.
Yep.
And I believe you mentioned this a while back, Seth, when you covered my Fubuki replay. Always stay on your torpedoes as a torpedo boat. Never be covered, never swap to your guns, because that'll give away people's priority targets. And especially in a tier 10 ranked battle, which this appears to be.
This is indeed a ranked battle.
Some people,
you don't always have to. The key is when you're switching, you don't want to target the ship that you're actually throwing the torpedoes on.
Right, because their priority target might be.
You can have the guns active and switch between torps and guns. Just make sure you don't have that ship you're launching the torpedoes at as a target.
Ironmillos is currently looking off into the sky. So anyway, let's get into the replay here. We've got this is a ranked battle arms race. So you drew all the fun. You've got Ohio, Kerfers, Minotaur, Summers, Marceau, and a U-4501 on your team, up against an Ohio, Preußen, Napoli, Shimakaze, Marceau, and Balau. I would probably say it's a pretty even matchup. I wouldn't necessarily give an advantage to one side or the other. What do you guys think?
Look pretty solid to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It depends entirely on.
I guess the Napoli's better than the Minotaur in the cruiser spot.
Where is he? There
But
he
then
is.
again, the Kurfürst is probably better than the Preußen, so...
Right. All right, now Marceau has been spotted. He's doing the usual run and gun thing, and we just saw a ping going through the middle of the map, so we have the enemy Balau is on the heel. I'm surprised he didn't fire torpedoes right there. You almost expect, especially at an arms race, a destroyer to go for the heel spot, so I would always just habitually dump my torpedoes at that heel early on. You're gonna come out. You can give the Minotaur smoke. That would be something very nice of you. Okay. And you're gonna let yourself get spotted by the Shimakaze, and now you're gonna use your guns. And look! You're pinged.
Look, a Shimakaze. And a ping, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hujin does the right thing in this situation and turns away completely. Well, not completely, but turns away, giving himself a little bit of breathing room and allowing himself to disengage a little bit more effectively. I like the fact that he is actually using his guns here to, you know, put some damage into the Shimakaze, especially while he's undetected. Give himself a little bit of extra, like, force the Shimakaze to... Oh.
Right?
To die.
Alright, look at that. He's got 3 torpedo hits already.
I would not be hunting that submarine here. That is extremely dangerous.
Yes, that is very risky.
Very much agreed. This is the part where we call reset. So you reset your position yourself, you reset your team, you work together to figure things out and your consumables and all that. But instead, you're going to go right... If the Napoli appears right in front of you, you're screwed.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, I wasn't less scared that you're getting shotgun by the submarine, but getting spotted here is a problem because you don't have a smoke.
Yep.
Like...
So that's why I'm pausing it right here. The other thing is...
Because he has some hard cover to work with. So that's
he does.
Good.
And the radio location tells him the Napoli's on the other side of the island. So he should be stopping here. Not moving forward, stopping. But you're okay. And so I want to point out too, the Napoli's leaving and you're like, hey, come shoot me. Totally not necessary. You could have just beached yourself and stopped if you really needed to and been fine.
Engine boost deactivated.
Now you're shooting him?
What? Huh? Wait, what? Hujin? Bro?
So he's... he figures the sub is still over here, so he just wanted to reverse. Again,
you just saw the oil slick.
Yeah. Again, I think just beaching would have been more effective for you.
That's good. Grab the submarine belts and do a little Michael Jackson out of there. That engagement, popping out there and trying to go on the Napoli was completely unnecessary because had the Napoli actually stopped, he probably would have torpedoed him, but he probably would have killed you there or dealt a significant amount of damage to you. Remember, in a destroyer, your health is just as important as your weapons. More health.
Well, the torpedo.
Yeah.
The Napoli could have hit him with a torpedo too, so I really don't like that he popped out. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
True. Yeah, but well, yes, absolutely. As I was saying though, the most important thing in a destroyer after your guns and your torpedoes is the amount of health that you have. The more health you have towards the end of a battle, the more trades you can afford to take, the riskier you can afford to play if you need to actually go in and make a play.
Right. Hello, Romina. Welcome aboard. Happy Sunday. Remind me, we'll have to do a draw after this game is over, so don't forget, guys, exclamation point ticket gets you all in. I'm doing fine, thanks. My first Sunday back. Looking forward to some dirty water in a bit. Oh, this Ohio. You hit something with your torp. Look at that. I wouldn't keep backing up. I mean, I get that you want to make sure you get the heal, but with the Ohio reversing like that, you're reducing your ability to hit him.
Yeah, you should have turned forward to get a better angle, because it's gonna be close. But these, I mean, these battleships are just sitting there taking it. It's kind of insane.
Your radial location is to the north. That's going to be the Marceau.
What I really like is that you are staggering your torpedo launches here, because that keeps them on their feet. It's like, did he launch one launcher? Did he launch two? Did he launch three? The continuous wave of the torpedoes keeps them moving and keeps them doing things that, well, they really don't want to. Keeps them in situations they really don't want to be in.
Yep, could force out the DCP and stuff.
Yeah, and allowing that to happen, well, I mean, that Ohio is now extremely uncomfortable because he doesn't know, like, when your next steps are going to come if you keep staring at one. Like, oh, look, 3 more torpedo hits.
I'll probably ping my radio location here to let your teammates know where the Marceau is.
And he's doing exactly
Like
that. Oh, look, another one.
That Ohio is not happy. I can say that with certainty.
Now, I would probably hit F3 on the Marceau.
That's perfect. Absolute textbook. Just keep the Marceau detected. Don't go into visual acquisition range.
Activated.
Yep, and then just keep dumping torps at the battleships, 'cause you might as well. I'd torp the Preuss in here. I wouldn't bother with the Ohio.
This is good. Just keep that Marceau lit. Make him upset. Make him angry. Make him want to leave. And now you don't even need to go and chase down and spot the Marceau. You have the Minotaur to do it for you. So, oh, it's a radar Minotaur too. That's even better. So now you can just head south and, oh, never mind, the Preuss is dead. So you might as well just go and, you might as well take a few shots at this Marceau. I mean, you have a massive health advantage over. See no reason to.
Yeah, at this point I would shoot too. Like, that also ensures the Marceau is gonna get kept lit and can't go dark. And if he's shooting back, he's shooting back. Like, you got some hit points and the smoke.
Oh, we got
That's how
him.
it's done.
Civ 6, you got it. We play Civ 6 on Monday nights, so tomorrow night we'll be playing Civ 6.
Actually, Zach, I have a question about Civ 6. Is it free to play?
No.
Oh, unfortunate. That was...
Yeah, but
mean,
it
this
goes
is
on
a
sale all the
textbook
time for like
torpedo
$6.
Okay.
It is really good torpedo play. It's really good stealth boat positioning. The only one mistake I'd say is just being super aggressive going after that sub, but it got you the kill.
I was a bit lucky if that Napoli doesn't back up but goes around. I mean, you had some torps ready, but you could easily still die for it.
I often
a
feel
Napoli, like,
it's not just how you play, it's also how the enemy played. And the Napoli, you're right, gave him a lot of possibilities to, live. Played right into Ironmillos' hands, frankly.
I'm not sure why the Napa didn't just chase him. That's an easy 1-for-1, and Milos probably doesn't have an opportunity to torp, people around the islands, and yeah, he's probably just dead there.
I do like this, by the way. This is great. You might as well.
wouldn't even shoot here. Just
Shooting is fun. Shooting is just asserting your dominance and tapping him on the shoulder and saying, hello!
it's too early on the torpedoes though. You messed that up.
He's got 3 launchers!
I mean, I know he has 3 launches, but that doesn't change the fact, like, if you like, get in the habit of that and then you do it with a ship that has 2 launchers, like, if that was a Holland, that Ohio lives. Because the launch wasn't good.
It's the end of the game, who cares? I mean, look at this. 186,500 damage, 12 torpedo hits. Go back to what we talked about earlier. Better Shimakaze. See, there you go. 4
You
kills.
do the same thing in a Shimakaze. You probably get less hits because you kill those ships early and you do the same with 8 torpedo hits, but...
Who's
But
counting?
No, but
Who's-
Sibor, this is
who's
not
who's
counting?
counting?
this is
I'm
not
with you right there,
nitpicking.
Shockwave.
This is like this is just like it worked in this case because he has 12 torpedoes, but it's objectively still a mistake to launch torpedoes from that angle.
Hello, Ironmillos. We just finished going through your replay, and as you can hear, Grunty didn't like how you did the thing at the end. But hey, poor Ohio. Look at how much damage you did to this sucker.
Oh, that's unfortunate. How much damage total was it with torpedoes? Oh, 8 torpedoes for 87,000. Ouch. He's not happy.
Yeah, but that's
He's
like
so not happy.
that's my problem, right? With these American torpedoes, that's like less than 11,000 on average.
Well, yes, but here's the thing, right? With Somers torpedoes, you're reloading once every 100 seconds. With Shimakaze, even with the leg mod, it's like once every 130, 135.
No, it's
Oh,
like
no, it's faster. Like 120,
it's
isn't it?
no, with legendary mod on the Shime, it's like 103 seconds, I think.
103.
It's very
with-
close to
with Mod
Summers.
3s. Oh, jeez. Okay, never mind. That's a lot faster.
Yeah,
I thought because I remember strictly that Shimakaze's racks reloaded like in 170 or something with 93 Mod 3s. Is it faster than that? Because I never played the Shimakaze line, so I literally don't know the numbers about that on that thing.
The difficult thing
bait-
about the Shimakaze isn't the reload. It's the fact that if you're using the 12s, you have to get within Russian radar to use them.
Yeah, that's the only. That's my. That's the.
So
that's what I was trying to get.
the base reload is 153 seconds on the 12s.
Hmm.
Oh, I thought it was like 173.
But with
Okay, that
legendary
makes-
mod, you get it down to 103.
Nice. Okay, now I'm
So
actually
it's not
tempted to
much
find
worse
out.
than the Somers on the reload.
Okay, good to know.
And you do get the advantage that they have the chance to one-shot an enemy destroyer.
You can do that in the summers too. You just hit with enough torpedoes. It's fine.
Okay, but by one-shot I meant you can kill it with a single torpedo hit.
Oh, okay. Ironmillos, were there any questions for you? No, other than you mad lad. I just paused it right here during the replay because this part did not like. Like, you ended up with the sub kill anyway, but if that Napoli kept coming north, you'd be screwed. Instead, he decided to turn around. Part 2 of did not like was you're like, hey, I'm just going to pop my head out and get shot at for a few seconds. Why? I think you were trying to do too much at once. Focus on the one thing, get it dead. Which you did.
Yes, agreed.
And then you just made that Ohio your B. Poor guy. But that's what he gets for bowing into the middle of the map and stopping. Hey, Inky. So we need to think about a title for this replay. It was a weird night. Normally you don't play aggressive at all. Got it.
I mean, he charged the Ohio at the end and he charged the submarine, so let's call it charge.
We got to think about something historical with that. How about Rough Rider?
Rough Rider. Oh, that's a good one, actually.
I don't get that reference.
The Rough Riders
That's
was
the,
it was a detachment of cavalry led by Teddy Roosevelt during the Spanish-American War.
Yeah,
That
would
they
explain why
constantly-
I don't know that.
Constantly charged everywhere, and I mean it was a politically motivated unit, and you know, TR used that to help vault him into the presidency. So
Mhm.
Fair enough.
Nothing
But he
like
did-
good old-fashioned American politics.
yeah, but if you want to look something up on that, you look up the famous charge up San Juan Hill, and that's the
Oh,
Rough
yeah.
Rider stuff.
I know exactly. I know about that, actually.
But otherwise, dude, solid game. Very good use of your concealment. Very aggressive early on at Shimakaze. It ended up paying off for you. So, yay. And you just kept on... Oh, so that's the Preußen you smacked. Okay. I was going to say, you kept on getting torpedo hits. And that's the beauty of the 16.5s. They just keep going. Unavailable
You could also
winner.
argue That could also be the beauty. You could also say that's the beauty of the 20-kilometer Shimators as well. If only they actually hit their target without being
Well, the 20
spotted
shimmers
from
have the
there.
problem that their detection is absolutely horrible. So
Yeah.
yes, they have the range, but you need a really oblivious ship to get the hits with them.
Because people complain so much about torpedoes from so far away hitting them, so Wargaming balanced them by giving them such a
Making them-
terrible concealment. And then gearing became better.
Like honestly, that is the one advantage the Somers really has, that the torpedoes are stealthier.
Mm-hmm.
So that it, compared to the Shimmy, apart from the range, that
Yeah. The range
you
is
pay for that with having less torpedoes, a worse hull, and less damage on the torpedoes. It's a trade-off.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trade-off worth making. I guess.
Like
if you're interested in spending 22,000 steel, but
like
Too late
I'm
now.
a torpedo boat enjoyer, and I
Uh-huh.
deliberately made the decision to not get the Somers because to me it's just flat out worse than the Shimmy.
You missed out.
No, I don't.
You missed out. See, the thing is, since you don't have the Summers, you don't know that you missed out because you don't have it.
I have played the Somers on event accounts where it was available in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't miss out. I would take a Shimmy out 10 times out of 10.
All right, well, let's get to our
Yeah,
next
I like
one.
the sub kill. I just thought it was net, and like you could have died for that if the Napoli was better.
I don't really think there's much to say about that replay other than that was hilarious.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, well, let's get on to our next one. We've got two more replays scheduled for today. We've got the Sicilia, which I'm loading up right now, one of the new hotness ships, and then the Chung King, because I don't think we have ever covered a Chung King game.
What is a chunking?
The tier 5.
Asian culture.
Okay.
And see, by you saying what is a Chung King, that you know, kind of
That's
makes my
all you need
point.
to know.
I mean, I
because,
knew it
to be
was
honest,
a Pan-Asian, but I didn't know what exactly Pan-Asian it was because, let's be real, Pan-Asian ships all sound the same.
It's a cruiser. It's a cruiser.
All right, loading up the game now.
Like Wukong, Wu King, Wu Ching, Wu Chang, like, I'm sorry.
You're not wrong.